Hi, it's Chris Croft here from successfultrainers.com, helping people to become a self-employed freelance management trainer. And one of the things that we ponder on our program is whether you should have an associates page on your website. Should you have a load of other faces of trainers, or should it just be you? And I think there are some advantages to having an associates page. And the first advantage, I would say, is that it allows you to take bigger jobs. Because if I was a big company and I was looking to employ a trainer, and suppose I wanted several subjects and quite a lot of groups to go through, if somebody was a one-man band or a one-person band, I'd be looking at them and thinking, I just don't know if they can really cope with that. But obviously, if you've got an associates page, then big companies are going to feel more comfortable about hiring you. So that's the first thing, you can take bigger jobs. It also justifies the fact that you might be calling yourself we rather than I, and you might have a name. So, for example, I'm just Chris Croft Training, but suppose I was called, Cavendish International or something like that. That would be a bit pretentious if it was just me. But if I've got a group of associates, then I can be Cavendish International, and it all kind of makes sense. So if you want to call your company something other than yourself, maybe because you don't like your name or your name is quite difficult to spell or something, then you want to justify the fact that it's got a company name. And I think associates help with that. So there's that. Now, the next thing is the width of subjects, or probably I should say breadth of subjects, I'm not sure. So some people only teach one thing and they do it really well. But there are other people like me who are a bit of a jack of all trades and they teach lots of different subjects. And of course, there are lots of advantages of teaching many subjects because it makes selling easier. Whatever the customer wants, you can do. And after you've done one subject and they say, what else can you do? You can say, well, you can do this. In fact, you might even suggest, now you've done this, you ought to do this. After you've done time management, you ought to do project management. Or after you've done selling, it might be worth doing negotiating. So if you've got multiple subjects, it's better. But you do get into the problem of how can I justify having so many subjects on my website? But if you've got associates, you could say, these are all the subjects that we cover. And it kind of justifies that. And the customer doesn't even have to really know that they're all taught by you. So when the customer says, I'm interested in this subject, you can say, well, funnily enough, that's one of the ones that I teach. So I think that's a way to justify the width or breadth of subjects that you cover. It's another advantage. Now, you can also have subject matter experts. And it could be that, from your previous career before training, that maybe you worked for a huge merchant bank or something like that, and maybe you've got contacts in the world of, cyber security and fraud detection. And you might have some really high-powered, impressive contacts. And you can put them on your website. And then if your customer does want a particularly obscure subject, you've got that. Or if they want a whole program, you can say, I'm going to bring in some subject matter experts just to do a 1-hour talk. Maybe they can come in and do a Zoom session, or maybe they'll turn up on the training day. And so that's a way to give real value added when you're writing your proposal for the customer. So it's good to have some subject matter experts on there and just put them on your associate page. Now, the final thing about this is money. And if it's just you, then you can charge a certain amount and that's fine. But if you've got associates, then you can charge more for yourself, because you could say, I run the company, and if you want me, I cost this much. And it kind of justifies a higher price for you if you're the head of an organization. And if they won't pay that, you can say, well, if you can't afford me, that's okay, because I have associates who are a little bit cheaper. And then you can delegate work to other people for a lower price, and you don't lose that business. But quite often customers will say, actually, I think I'd rather pay a bit more and have you. But if you're just a one-man band, then it doesn't feel quite so amazing that they're getting you in person. So associates do build you up as more of a god and therefore a higher price. So I think there are all sorts of advantages to having an associates page, and I can't really think of any disadvantages. I suppose there's a tiny chance they're going to look on that page, take a liking to one of those people, Google them, contact them and go to them, and you're going to lose the work. But I think that's pretty unlikely. They've come to your page probably because they've already met you. And I think that's massively outweighed by all the benefits. So I would say you should have an associates page on your website. Anyway, if you want to know any more about this, or if you're thinking of getting into training and you want some help, just contact me on successfultrainers.com, and you can click there and you can book an appointment with me. You'll get a call from one of my team and they'll book you in and we can chat. Maybe I can help you to get into the wonderful world of training, because training is the best job in the world. And I'll see you on a future video, I hope. Bye for now.